Golf's supposed to be calm, with quiet crowds and polite claps, but sometimes even the calmest game can break a man. Because when the pressure hits and millions are watching, it doesn't take much for a pro to just lose it. From clubs flying into lakes to putters hitting and smashing skulls. These are the moments when PGA golfers completely lost their minds. Rory McIlroy has, for the most part, been able to control his frustrations on the course, though he's had a few little tantrums and club slams over the years. But in 2015 at the Cadillac Championship in Doral, Florida, that calm finally cracked. On the 8th hole, McIlroy's approach shot was supposed to be easy, a smooth strike onto the green. Instead, he dumps it into the water. And it's a small mistake really, but for someone like Rory, it might as well have been disaster. Without a second thought, he grabbed his 3-iron and sent it flying into the same lake. No words, no hesitation, just a perfect angry launch, the kind that every golfer has dreamed of doing but often never dares to. The throw instantly went viral. Fans didn't see so much of a meltdown, they saw a moment of honesty. Even McIlroy, the golden boy of golf and composure, had reached his breaking point. And then came the twist. Donald Trump, who actually owned the course at the time, sent a scuba diver to go and get that club. That diver surfaced holding that 3-iron as if it was a trophy. Rory got his club back and golf got one of the most replayed clips ever. It wasn't about losing control, it was about being human for a second. Golf is about silence, patience and control, but under all that calm, there's always pressure just waiting to snap. And in that one throw, Rory showed what most golfers feel when the ball doesn't listen. But you also know Sergio Garcia, who has always been a very fiery competitor.
There's been a lot of talk here recently about the USGA's rules and the changes, and this week we've seen a lot of guys putting with the flag in. What's your kind of feeling on that? Are you going to putt with the flag in? Is it something that you've kind of thought about now that it's legal?
I haven't. I didn't think about it until yesterday when I saw it on TV, but I'm sure that I will. I think that when I look at it, I probably would use the flag from like really long putts.
In 2019, at the Saudi International, that fire turned into one of the strangest meltdowns the PGA has ever seen. It started with a relatively simple bunker shot, the kind of shot that Garcia could make in his sleep, but when the ball didn't land where he wanted, something in him snapped. He started hacking at the sand over and over again. Not the ball, just pure rage. One swing, then another and another, until the bunker looked like a construction site. And it didn't stop there. Officials later found multiple greens across the course, scratched up and damaged, 5 of them to be exact. Garcia had apparently taken his anger from hole to hole, tearing up that course in frustration. Now this is when tournament officials stepped in and disqualified him. And it's actually one of the rarest punishments in professional golf. Even for a sport built on etiquette, this was next level. Garcia later called it a moment he wasn't proud of.
They weren't the best, and that's why I apologized. And I paid for it, obviously, getting disqualified and accepting getting disqualified, of course, like it should be. It's obviously something that I feel ashamed of. I'm not proud of it. But the only thing I can do is what I said. Apologize for it. Hope that people accept it. Show everyone that I'm ready to move forward, and show everyone how I am and how I can behave on the course.
For everyone watching, it became a perfect snapshot of what pressure can do, even to one of the most talented players on earth. One missed shot turned into a total mess, and Garcia instantly joined the list of golf's most infamous meltdowns. And just like Sergio, Woody Austin was the definition of intensity. With him, every round mattered and every stroke felt personal.
When I hit them solid, and I know when I don't hit them solid. I guess that's the way to look at it.
But during a 1997 PGA Tour event, that intensity finally boiled over in a way no one could have predicted. It happened after a short missed putt. Nothing dramatic, just one of those frustrating misses that we've all felt. But instead of shaking it off, Austin turned the frustration on himself. He reared back and smashed his putter straight into his forehead, so hard it bent the shaft. And right there, in front of everyone, Austin became the man who literally beat himself up over golf. Blood didn't pour, but the image stuck. A pro golfer, red-faced and furious, punishing himself mid-round for a missed putt. Within days, he was given a nickname that would follow him for the rest of his career: the Bonk. Years later, Austin admitted it was perfectionism eating away at him. He talked about how every missed shot felt like it was a personal failure, and how the constant chase for control just pushed him too far.
Why are you so hard on yourself? Being the fact that I started the game late, I got sidetracked out of college. I was told by numerous people I'd never make it. So I guess I developed a way of motivating myself. And I also believe that I have total control of what I'm doing. And when I don't perform at the level that I should, it's nobody else's fault but my own.
After the incident, he sought help from a sports psychologist to rebuild his mental game, learning to treat golf as a performance, not a punishment. Looking back, the moment's still wild in a sport built on composure. Austin's breakdown became the ultimate example of what happens when you care too much. It wasn't the crowd, the cameras, or even the competition. It was the battle within himself.
I know deep down that on a consistent basis, there's nobody that plays the game any better than I do, or can play the game any better than I do when I play it properly.
And that self-inflicted hit turned Woody Austin into a reminder that sometimes the toughest battles in golf aren't against the course, they're against our own head. John Daly was golf's wild card, a mix of raw talent, no filter attitude, and zero patience for anything that didn't really go his way.
And get absolutely hammered during a rain delay. Next thing you know, it'd be the next day. We'd be in the same clothes.
But in 2011 at the Australian Open, that attitude hit its breaking point. It was the 11th hole at the Lakes Club. The 11th hole at the Lakes Golf Club had one main feature: water. Daly's tee shot found it. And instead of taking the penalty drop, he decided to go for the same shot again and again and again. One ball after another splashed straight into the hazard. 6 of them in total. Each swing was more desperate than the last. It literally became a personal war between Daly and that lake. After the 6th splash, he didn't wait for his caddy or officials. He just walked straight off the course. No handshake, no goodbye. Clubs in hand, head shaking, done. It was one instant Daly had rage quit a professional golf tournament.
No practice week. I'll be fine.
Officials confirmed later that he had run out of golf balls, which might have been true, but everyone watching knew it was not just about that. It was also about pride. The frustration had piled up, and Daly, never one to fake his personality or composure, had finally said, "I have had enough."
History, mate.
History, bro.
Fucking hell.
Let's go. Here's mine in the water.
Go left, you dick. And again.
Tournament organisers were not amused though. Daly was banned from the upcoming Australian PGA Championship, and his exit instantly made the headlines.
Obviously that he ran out of balls and then he stormed off the golf course, and it wasn't very pleasant after that.
He's been officially, his invitation withdrawn from the PGA at Coolum in a couple of weeks' time. Are you expecting further sanctions?
Oh look, that's for the PGA Tours to do. What I've said is that I really hope the PGA Tours do it properly this time and really sit back, give it another week, but make sure that we protect the game, we protect these great championships, we support the fans that come out and buy the tickets to watch proper professional golf, not abnormal golf.
Fans compared it to Tin Cup, that famous movie scene, which is actually one of my favourites, where he keeps hitting shots into the water, refusing to give up. Except Daly's version wasn't fiction, unfortunately.
Balls. He's out.
Could have it all side. Oh, he's giving up.
He didn't apologise either. For most golfers, walking off like that would have been a career suicide. But for Daly, it became part of his legend. Another chaotic chapter in the life of golf's most unpredictable player. Where others hid their anger, Daly lived it. And that day in Sydney, the lake won. Finally, Tiger Woods is the definition of modern golf. From the moment he turned pro in the late 1990s, he brought a level of dominance, focus, and intensity the sport had never seen. But with that intensity came something else, a short fuse that even casual fans observed.
And we get out there, media everywhere, and Tiger just stoic as ever. You know, and I've been texting with him a little bit, but shook his hand and just like nothing. There was nothing. He just look at you. He just blocked
That's crazy, huh?
Walk right past you like you were nothing.
Throughout his career, especially in the early 2000s, Tiger became just as known for his outburst as his victories. Whenever a drive went off target or a pull or like a putt lipped out, his reaction was instant. He'd slam his club into the ground, whip it against his bag, or mutter curses that microphones could just about pick up.
On 15.
It happened often enough that fans began to see it as part of his persona and routine. The clenched jaw, the deep exhale, the quick swing of frustration. It was Tiger processing the weight of his own expectations. For someone who chased perfection, every hole, every small mistake burned. Some of those moments became famous on their own. At the 2010 Masters, he shouted a string of expletives after a poor approach shot. At Pebble Beach, he drove the club so hard into the ground, it nearly snapped his club. Even during casual practice rounds, the same energy was there. All focus, no patience for error.
Back right quadrant. Woods. Suck. God damn it. I don't think he's flipping.
Second shot for Tiger Woods. Out of the first cut.
Damn it. Tiger. Come on.
And losing a little bit of control of his emotions.
To outsiders, it looked like classic anger issues. But for those who watched his entire rise, it was just how Tiger operated. He wasn't performing for the cameras or trying to make excuses. The fire was real. And when people called him out for it, he didn't hold back either. Tiger would fire right back at those critics, defending that passion as part of what made him great. He was wired to win, and every mistake felt personal. Even now, after decades on tour and countless comebacks, that fire still shines through. The outbursts might be fewer, but the frustration never really left, nor do those expectations. Every time he tightens his grip or stares down a missed shot, you can still see it. The same drive that built his legend and the same temper that came with it. Thanks for watching, and if you aren't subbed yet, go hit the button because we release videos just like this every single week.